Good afternoon, everyone. It is slap bang midday here in the Austrian capital, Vienna. Spring break, a glorious afternoon here in the heart of Europe, and we have women's pool play action for you with Swarm from Zurich in Switzerland taking on Sharks from Barcelona in Spain. Benji Rees back with you, delighted to be joined as always by Steph Rapazzo. What a wonderful day we've had so far today, Steph, and the best part is there's plenty more to come.
Yeah, plenty more to come. All the action coming at you. We've got one of ULTI.TV's own Luna Andrade here with her team all the way from Spain, Sharks, coming to bring what they can. And right now they get to throw it up against ZU Zurich Ultimate Swarm. It's going to be a battle bench, and we're here for these kind of battles. We're here to see it all happen. Trying to just get a look into the tournament details here.
Yeah, both of these sides are using this as
UCS.
Yep, they've said we're all happy for this to go into the algorithm. No such problems there. But neither of these sides were at Spring Invite last weekend, so we kind of can't look back at how they did last weekend. So a first look at the season for these two outfits today. They both have played one earlier group game. Swarm went down 15-7 to the hometown heroes of Box, while Sharks had a 13-10 win over High Maintenance. And it's Swarm who are going to begin the game on offense here. Going to bring it in from the sideline with Louisa Linsmeyer. Down the line. Guy comes underneath and then finds Voklova. Resetting into the backfield. Good offensive possession early on. Great layout there to save it by tie. And then continuation, Voklova for the score. Nice clean hold, exactly the way Swarm would have wanted to begin this one.
Yeah, indeed, coming out swinging here for Swarm. Voklova involves herself in a lot of what Swarm do. I think from administration to on-field generaling. Of course, she's also the first and last one in and to leave the booth to help us out and make sure we're all sorted out, rosters are in the right place, and love to have what Voklova can contribute, and love to give her a good shout out for all the work she does, especially when she's in the midst of the contribution to a point.
Yeah, makes our job a lot easier.
So welcome to all our viewers. Please give a like, hit that subscribe button. And Mael Diaz, we see you there. Vamos Sharks. Let's see what they do in their first offensive approach.
Centering, here's ULTI.TV's own Luna Andrade. Not that we have any bias. But it's just nice to see your friends out there strutting their stuff. Andrade to Torna. Back to Andrade. Lovely little seam they find there to Mas.
Luna just so good at giving and going there, the way she catches and already has the release in her mind. Love to see that style of play.
Corbozo, she floats it, but there's good backup downfield, and then popping it into the end zone. Maybe there was a slice of fortune about it, but good heads-up awareness to back it up downfield and punch it in both sides with clean holds to start, one apiece.
Yeah, great, as you said, a little bit of luck going their way. Julia Maas was there, and I don't think that the defender got her eye on it quick enough. Probably had position to knock away, but didn't have the vision on it, and Julia Maas took that out of the air and threw the easy assist, and a little fortune going the way of the Sharks as a pair of clean holds kick this game off, Benji.
That's exactly what they would have wanted, to be honest.
So this weather, very nice for Sharks coming from Barcelona. I know, speaking to Luna, she said she was my tip-off that the camping was a little colder than they had anticipated, knowing that the daytime forecast was going to be so nice. But now with that sun shining, it's a little bit more their pace as Luna herself sends that pole flying.
So both sides clicking offensively early on. Nice utilization there, almost the no look of that dunk, but had a quick scan earlier, so knew where she'd be and utilizes the angles. That's a really good adjustment made on the catch there. Oh. First turnover of the game. Andrade forward. Finding the backhand down that far sideline. Faking the continuation. Sharks with a little bit of pace about this possession. Lovely low layout snag made there. Collecting the underneath is Kama. Trying to operate some dump swing outside the end zone. Second handler comes through Andrade, and oh, the edge on that one, just raced it away.
Yeah.
See the window, but just the wrong edge, and the wind gleefully just pushed it further and further out of reach.
Yeah, with this wind, that would have to be a strong inside-out flick, which is a tough one to get set up. It's obviously always there. Luna did what she did to get that D in the first place, but a missed throw gives it straight back, but another missed throw, and it will be Luna putting the hands up, telling the team to calm down, is Andrade, as they reset with a red zone setup.
Yeah, the wind picking up a little bit now as that one. Oh, a big collision. Player on the floor.
And with all that contact, I am very surprised that that ended up in the hands of the Sharks player. I thought the defender was in front. Defender is walking off gingerly. It looks like a lower body ailment, left ankle, leg, foot, hoping that that will come good and she'll be okay, but yeah, going off in haste after the layout attempt.
Yeah, understandable injury call, but good to see that she was at least able to make her own way off the field. We are now back in play. Sharks on the end zone line. Looking a little bit cluttered, congested, and somehow they sneak it past the Sharks' arms. And that's an early break for Sharks.
Yeah, both those last two catches improbable. With the one in front of what ended up being the injury-producing layout, and then that second one, a little bit of a wobbly outside in, slicing forehand just beyond the defender, and required some great concentration on the part of the Sharks to be able to cash both of those in, and they provided that concentration and reaped the benefits. First break on the board and a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, first blood to the Spaniards here.
What's that?
What?
Did you say for the Spaniards here?
Yeah, first blood to the Spaniards.
Ah, yes, yeah. Okay.
You were right. Did you just leave us for a second there, Steph? We've all been there.
I thought it was a question for a second. I thought for some.
Oh, first blood to the Spaniards?
I thought you said first blood, and then you said, who are the Spaniards here, is what I heard.
Right, okay, yeah, I'm with you.
So my apologies for the question, but I did need to clarify things, Benji.
Did you not put your hearing aids in this morning?
Well.
Neither did I, it's all right.
Sirens ringing.
Yeah, some feedback coming over the public address system here as that shot through the centre into traffic, knocked to ground by Sandra Garcia. Sharks put it in play. Sandra Garcia trying to marshal things from the backfield. That's Julia Mas. Little inside seam through. Sandra San Marco. Swinging continues to Julia Mas. Mas to San Marco, slashing up line. Into the hands now of Kama. Trying to get a little bit of space off the line. Garcia just about squeezes it through. Mas with a little dish. She's on the move with the throw and go. Gonna have to lay out, superb layout as well to secure it. Just a couple of yards away. And the little dish just pops it and serves it up for the score. Sharks with 3 on the spin now to take a 3-1 lead.
Mas fuerte. Julia Mas goes down and had a great point. In the end, that last catch right in front of the end zone kept the possession alive and made it possible to break again. 3-1. They are really putting it on for the stream right now. Coming out hot are Sharks as they send Swarm for the walk of shame all the way back to their own line to pull to receive the pull after being broken again. Swarm, a little bit of carelessness in their attack. The defense has not generated entirely on every try. There's been a few. Andrade's run through. There's, you know, defensive pressure by the Sharks is good, but Swarm has got to crispen up their attack here and get a little bit more deliberate with what they're doing.
So Sharks have the disc ready to pull into the wind in this direction, which is coming and going. That one slices through, will reach to probably slightly further than the brick mark. Maybe slap bang on it. Here's a deep shot, that's got plenty of sit and float on it. A real dive there to Alexandra Tutuian. But a beautiful throw to really open things up. Have to get another look at the thrower because they need the fair props to it. A brilliant huck.
A brilliant huck indeed. If I'm asking for them to be a bit more deliberate, how's that for adjusting as such? That one very deliberate, very intentional. That was exactly what they were after, and that is indeed what they got. Tutuan, a great athletic specimen on this Swarm side. I recall her from last season, most certainly last season here. She was all over the place for Swarm. Working double duty in a lot of cases, playing every line. In one tight game, I remember, she was staying on the field for just about everything, and they might need her to do a bit of the same if they're going to dig out of this small early hole and come out on top.
Andrade feels the pull for Sharks. And the first pass is just short to Torna. Now back to Andrade. Looking for the run through. Good bid there by Tutuian, but it doesn't get it. Dusts herself down. Aina Perez. Centering pass to Ari Kobos. All bobbled, but sticks in there. Mas. Andrade powers through from the handler spot. Looking to furrow the inside seam. Perez. Thought about going for the inside look again. Wasn't there at the first time of asking, but just getting a little bit more lateral space. It opens up the break side continuation. That's a really good offensive possession there for Sharks. Their row line in their 2 goes out there on the field has not turned it over yet.
Yeah, 4 touches on the play for Perez, and she had the 2-2 matchup as well, so obviously Zurich very aware of the prowess of Aina Perez. They put their best defender on her, and still she's churning up the field, finding ways to get open, coming back to the disc, cutting away from the disc, eventuating to throwing the assist in the end. But right there, Aina Perez showing what she does best, doing it for Sharks now, but she's been doing it on the beach and on the grass for Spanish national teams, and is a incredible player, showing us all what she's capable of.
Well, let's talk about that, because I think almost somewhat inevitably, given their success, when we think about Spanish ultimate, we think more about the beach than the grass, but more and more in recent years we're seeing the Spanish teams have impact both at club and international level on grass, thinking about how well their open and women's sides did last year out in very un-Spanish conditions in Limerick. Let's be real. And thinking about sides like Sharks and Quixotes in the EUCS this season, would not surprise me to see them pick up bids.
Yeah, I feel like the Spanish ultimate is just moving in the right direction, whether, regardless of the surface, as you see that one go away. And Sharks are gonna get another chance. It is, yes, they are very good on sand, but they are continually getting better on grass.
Missed opportunity, that one for Swarm, as there was a miscommunication in the coverage and they couldn't take advantage of it. That one comes out of the hands. Oh, visionary. Pretty sure that's not what William Mas had intended, but hey, she got enough spin and revolution on the disc that it still found its way to a target. Maybe she was pulling the wool over everyone's eyes. Handler looking a little bit isolated, but Mas comes back towards the disc. Gets it off the line, doesn't want the continuation there though. San Marco just squeezes that one through, utilises the low release well, really sitting down on that one. And then again, those inside throws are absolutely killer at the moment for Sharks, as they have raced into a 5-2 lead. They smell blood in the water and they have pounced.
Timeout being called there. You got to be good to be lucky. We've said it before. Mas definitely got lucky. That was not what she intended. It hooked the finger, came out wobbly, had the spin. They got lucky enough. And then here, San Marco wound up that fake 3, 4, 5 times, maybe even before the low release inside forehand break. Continuations, a dream. Wide open at that stage once the break counted, and yeah, blood in the water. They are swimming hard right now.
Some adjustment going to be made during the timeout here. Sharks currently 5-2 lead over Swarm. And
one more look at this hooky one. I mean, it just looks like a nice throw there, but again, maybe not the intended throw, and you got to be good to be lucky. As Benji said, timeout. We're going to take a little break and be back to you in no time.
Don't go.
Nova Scotia Electric, become a member. The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. ULTI.TV.
5-2 Sharks leading Swarm here. Women's pool play action from the beautiful Vienna spring break. I mean, this is, well, it's always nice to come here to Vienna. Last year did not feel like spring break given the weather. This absolutely does, Steph.
Oh, God, yeah, give me my bikini. Let's go get some sun. It is a great day for it. We won't be poolside, but we will be field side all day long. And it is just a perfect situation to take in some elite European ultimate.
Yes, still very much early on in the season. In fact, first tournament of the year for both of these sides were in action at the Spring Invites last weekend. So you're getting their first chance to really test their mettle. Swarm went down 15-7 in their first game to Box, 13-10 win for Sharks over High Maintenance. And Sharks looking like they're keeping a good thing going here as this one put deep and just enough pressure from the defense. Andrade checks it in with the gratuitous ground check. This one is low and zipped and she looked frustrated that she didn't see an option she liked downfield.
Yeah, the upline cut went, and that's fine, but there was no fill. She looked to the dump space and found nothing and was left with that option.
Tatuian with the brace on that right ankle, this time putting a bit of air underneath it, blading it towards the end zone. And Sharks defenders converge on it again. Andrade picks up quickly. Pings it to Kama. Back to Andrade. The break snagged with two hands by Brett. Andrade, oh, doesn't find a target. That's a brilliant layout to re-secure possession from Ronja Seibert.
Yeah, what a bid. Great timing, breaking things up, and now a short field, but yeah, athleticism there, incredible.
Can hear the Zurich lads from Platshurst cheering on their club mates over towards our right-hand side. But that, unfortunately, is an opportunity gone begging, and that's an opportunity snatched back by Bolliger. Towards the end zone, punched in from Kaita Tatuian, and that is 3-5.
Yeah, right back in it, a break again, a nice early game form for Sharks, but can't get too comfortable there. Twice given up, once, sure, taken away. The layout did indeed generate. The throw could have been a better choice. The second time, just a poor choice thrown right into the defense. And if you let your foot off the gas, Swarm will put themselves right back in the situation as they've done, generating a break conversion there to bring the score to 3-5.
It is 3-5. Just getting some confirmation, but I'm pretty sure that we at ULTI.TV have never got a scoreboard wrong ever.
Never.
There's not loads of evidence to counterproof this.
Wait a minute, are you joking, Bench?
I have never made a joke in my life.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Famously. I'm the unfunniest man. Well, I was going to say I'm the unfunniest man who ever lived, but I had to study Immanuel Kant at university, and I'm not beating that guy. Philosophy graduates everywhere will be having a chuckle. Here's the Sharks, utilising this inside throwing philosophy to good advantage so far in this game. Torna. Swinging to San Marco. Into the clutches of Aina Perez, putting some air underneath it. This could invite a defender, but the receiver has position, goes up, brings it down well with that long right arm. looking for an end zone option, gets the break, and it's a little bit behind into the floor.
Oh no, Mass was very well positioned to go up, use her body, box out, and make that play. It floated. There was a chance for the defense, as you said, and then the throw to let down herself and the Sharks a little bit upsetting as they are forced to play defense, but only for just a second.
Yeah, the throw in and out of the hands of Denza. And Sharks pounce at the second attempt. Their O-line has finally surrendered it, but it didn't matter because they got it back on the first pass, and with the very next, they punch it in for the 6-3 advantage, doubling up their opponents at the moment, Steph.
Yeah, surrendering for one throw, that's, I mean, if you're going to surrender it, that's the way to do it. If you can get it back with that kind of efficiency. I thought Mass was very good there. The throw, yes, okay, held up a little too floaty. But in the end, it was Mass, again, cutting into the corner to finish things off. There she is going up. Great take.
Snap. And then Sharks, I think we've seen this a lot from them as well. They're not necessarily going to take their time, play it slow, get everyone set up. If they see an opportunity to go quickly, they're more than happy to play at pace, keep that tempo high, and they took advantage of it there.
So 6-3, doubled scoreline here. Sharks from Barcelona came to play. You come all that way, you better be coming to play, I guess, Benj.
Certainly you would hope so, even though, yes, you're coming to play a good high-level tournament, but, you know, enjoy the sights of Vienna while you're here, taking the tournament atmosphere as well, especially because they're camping on site. It means that, you know, you're going to be here all evening. There's a real good community feel about it. Last year, I remember we hosted an impromptu Eurovision watch-along.
Is it Eurovision again this weekend, Benj?
I'm so out of the loop. I'm not actually sure.
I actually do know that it is, which is crazy because I don't care that much about Eurovision.
Yeah, you do. Deep shot from Swarm, I should say, gets nil point on that occasion. It rolls out of the side of the end zone, and this is going to necessitate the more extended stoppage, the slow put in here. Sandra Garcia to that front cone, which she correctly does not move. In towards a really congested space. Defender was all over that one. Aronia Seibert gets it again. Multiple blocks in this game for Seibert. Begins by spreading it towards that far side. Carosio. Back to Seibert. And not quite sure what happened there. That explains it. Suspiciously open, not to criticize Tatuyan's cutting ability, but she was suspiciously free.
Yeah, suspicious, even more suspicious when she's trying to shake a defender like Perez.
So Tatuyan comes out of the end zone to collect. Looking for the up line, a little bit of float on it. Doesn't matter because Carosio was paying attention and slips in behind for the Swarm score, 4-6.
The backup plan there, maybe not plan A, but plan B, getting the job done. Following that throw in for the goal. It's you know, it doesn't matter if that's the way it's drawn up or not. If that's the way it counts for a goal, then you'll take those every now and again. As we say, they won't come all the time. If it's not drawn up, you're only going to get them when everything else seems to be working. You put in that work, you put in that time. Yeah, sure, that one goes over the intended receiver. The backup plan's there. They can be happy enough about that and hope that they can use it as a spark to generate a little bit more. They're still very much in this game. Playing from behind, as we say, sure, but getting the benefit of that one no matter what. Put your defense back on the field and see if you can try and slow down this thus far exceptionally efficient Sharks offense.
Sharks selecting to field the ball from the floor. And the first pass, as it has been on multiple occasions, is Andrade to Torna. Now Perez gets downfield. Continuation, nice little flip of the grip and bouncing in off Andrade with the give-go there. Mas back to Andrade. Well, you can see she wanted to almost shuffle it out of the grass, but couldn't quite switch into that push-pass grip quickly enough. Lena Perez to Mas. Staring at the end zone. Windows closing, but Andrade, no, Torna on the doorstep. Looking quite similar, must admit, with those 5-panel hats and the kind of the shoulder-length hair. Inside, Torna continues. Kobos looking for the around break, and Sharks' offense has honestly been mighty impressive.
Yes, super slick. That around break, as you said, looking for the around break and then providing what an around break. The big pivot lean out, the wide release. That was textbook around break.
Well, what I like about that is so often already in this game, we've talked about the damage that they're doing on those inside throws. And so there's probably an over-adjustment here to, well, not an over-adjustment, an understandable adjustment. Come flatter. Do not let them have the inside. The problem is they're more than capable of throwing the around as well, as they demonstrated. A bit of it's like a pick your poison kind of thing.
So very good, as we said, for Swarm to have got the disc back, put their defense on the field. They got to find more ways to slow down this offense, though. Sharks seem to be clicking out here. A lot of things going right in their favor from their ability to deviate inside throws, around throws, involving Andrade having a great game, Perez out there, Mas having a great game. Contributors coming from all over the place for Sharks offense as they chase down another pull as a reward for their efficiencies.
Here's the deep shot immediately. They're looking for Lauren Chi, but a big hand, really good positioning there from Ari Kobos.
Yeah, doesn't just throw exceptional rounds, also holds ground very well and able to get the smack away, and gives Luna a chance to pick up the disc and play from her own corner.
Great body positioning there. They're just trying to have the discussion about precisely where the disc went out of play. Andrade brings it in and centers. Here is Kobos, having got the block, trying to help power the offense downfield. Swings to Andrade, there's a pick. Away from the play, so it will stay in Andrade's grasp, but just going to allow the defender Vosova to come in a little closer. This one into the gut.
How do you hang on to that one there?
Well, Beatriz Miron found a way. Now breaking around, and that one maybe a little bit nonchalant there.
Yeah, indeed. Kobos has been firing from that around to that block, and then there her hand lets her down, just takes a bit of pressure off.
Looking for Tatuian in the end zone, just ever so slightly behind, and that was all it needed to be to allow the defender to get that tip. Kobos wants more support a little bit closer. The Sharks not seeing a lot going on downfield. Kobos splashes across the field. Travel called, disc reset. Andrade looking for the break, really trying to get the low release to stop the wind. Great pickup. And then almost a second, but just off the hand there of Carla Kama.
Yeah, it was looking like a very good possession there. The wind is a factor now. This morning it was calm and still. It has slowly picked up. It is not howling wind, but it is now a factor, and I thought they were looking really good. A lot of the low pickup grabs there, but I do believe there was some effect as the right hand of Kobos gets that block, and Sharks now get a short field.
Yeah, she's been everywhere at this point. And Sharks can break to send us into half. Andrade, again Kobos, running the show out there so far. Little pop-off back to Andrade, trying to direct the traffic downfield. And in the end, open front and center for the score. That'll take Sharks into half on the goal from Beatriz Miron.
Yeah, front and center, threads the needle. There was a little bit of crossing defense there, a little bit of congestion. And Andrade with great field vision, head up throughout the stall count, looking what was unveiling itself in front of the disc, and with that good field vision, the easiest of options ended up availing a short throw in the middle with good timing, made to look easy.
And you see it there, just coming forward, and almost can't quite believe that, oh, we're just going to get this. Okay, fine. 8-4 Sharks leading here at half. And I think they'll begin the second half on offense as well, so a chance for back-to-back possessions for the Spaniards. I'm going to take a little bit of a breather, but don't go anywhere, because the second half of action from Vienna Springs break will continue on the other side.
Enjoying the show? Show your support for the live stream and the people making the show. Buy a super chat or super sticker on YouTube directly. Select your donation and type your message to the world. And share. All donations go into directly funding new shows. Buy a super sticker or super chat now. Thank you.
We are Hive Ultimate, a group of players and coaches from all over the world working together to progress the next generation of Ultimate strategy. We've helped top teams win world championships and new teams introduce the sport in a fun and inclusive way. Search for Hive Ultimate on YouTube to learn more about our cutting-edge strategies and to see analysis of world-class teams. To find out what Hive can do for your team, head over to our Patreon page, where you can gain access to our exclusive drills and session plans, and to join our worldwide community of coaches. Get ahead of the curve with Hive Ultimate.
Glorious surrounds of Vienna, Austria. Second half action just getting underway here. Women's group stages at Vienna Spring Break, and Sharks with an 8-4 lead on Swarm. Benji Reese and Stefano Palso with you on commentary, and then that just hits the back of Tatuian's ankles. Not sure how much she knew about that, but it doesn't matter.
Would she be credited with that block?
I don't know if I would, but...
I think that's a throwing error.
But would that stop you claiming it? Also not sure. Here is Tatuian. Downfield, that's a really good grab. Unfortunately, the continuation hug was a bit undersold, but I wonder if there's contact on the delivery.
There's talk about it. That is exactly what the conversation is. Emily Tsai's indicating, and foul is accepted. So it didn't seem evident watching on first look, but the accepted, oh no, I thought it was foul accepted, and now we're seeing the turnover hand signals. So a bit of confusion from our seat, but a retracted call, and the turnover stands, Benji.
It does indeed. So good talk, good discussion, and then making the hand signal say no, retracted, turnover, and we are checked back in play. So Sharks couldn't quite put in the back-to-back possessions, but still a good chance to extend their advantage further here. First point of this second half. And actually, it's going to give Swarm a good opportunity to break again, because that pass goes off the hand. And you do wonder if maybe the half-time came at a good time for Swarm, because it might have just broken that rhythm that Sharks' offense have gotten into. Here's Tatuian. High release break. Tatuian gets it back. Might try and throw and go up the line. Into the backfield, past an active force. And the wind just sank that like a stone. Here's a deep shot from Sharks. And deep shot too far. I thought for a minute that Is it Chechenina's going to be able to get on the end of it, but no, too far for her.
Yeah, I had some belief that that might have worked too. I didn't hate the option. In the end as well, a turnover at the end of a deep shot is much better than a turnover off a reset.
Especially with the wind working against Swarm here. Running the give go and then the up line. Pops up, but backed up. That one blades, but well tracked by Situian. Plucked from behind her by Cybert. Now Carosio to Situian. Threatening the low release backhand. Downfield instead to Lesheng. Lushak. Drops into the arms of Carosio. Dishes off up line. Carosio might try and take that space herself, but it's not there. Floated into traffic, and Sharks gobble it up.
How quick was Maas to get that interception and just put the first pass out and keep going? She's already upfield, but they've given it back. But Maas really ready to turn the direction and get going after the interception.
Yeah, that deep shot just had the wrong end, always taking it away from Maas, and Swarm taking the opportunity. Doesn't matter, it's the first point of the second half. Scrappy from both sides, and I think they sense that this is a great opportunity to try and grab a foothold back in this game, so taking the stoppage here. I see it, it makes some sense to me, Steph.
The timeout, you like it?
I'm not sure I'd call it, but I totally get why they have called it.
Yeah, makes sense. Let's see if they can make good of it. They'll have a little break. We're going to take a short break too.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member
and
and
fund
fund
our work
work.
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Swarm 4, Sharks 8. Sharks broke into half, and they've had a few shots on this possession to extend their advantage, haven't been able to do so, and Swarm have taken the timeout because I think they sense that if they are to come back, this point is going to be so important. How often when you get into a game where you have this kind of one meat grinder of a point, that the team that can eventually come out on top, it just gives you such a big mental boost.
Yeah, let's see what they talked about. You know, I've really been enjoying watching Chuchuan throughout this point. She's had a lot of impact, even though it's been going back and forth. She's been doing it all year. Last year she had a great season with the Swiss national side. I mean, here's a look back at one of her hugest plays. Look at that, going into contact, playing mixed, jacked. That is what they're going to need now as they get back into it. But Chuchuan, what a player. And they go to her for the first throw.
Hey, why not dial her number? That's a great example, by the way, of everything Ultimate's about. You know, playing mixed, she poaches off there, gets a great D on her opposite gender without causing contact. Rightly jazzed about it, but as soon as she sees that he's still down, oh, are you okay? Yeah, just you know, keeping that presence of mind to check that he's fine. It's a really good example of why you love Ultimate.
Great players making great plays, doing good things, spirit and everything. Chuchuan out there, seeing if she can capture a bit more of that magic here for Swarm.
Lovely pass towards the far side of the field. Going to give them a lot of lateral space to work with. Here's to Tuiam. Good work there by the sideline, telling the force to come around to stop the upline pass going. The adjustment was made. Now putting air underneath it. Tutuian rises highest, but couldn't quite close the hands in time.
Yeah, Kobos definitely had position there. Tutuian did everything possible to use her height to try and negate that positional advantage, but in the end, Kobos yet maintained the position and did just enough to generate the turn.
Just bouncing it through the free player, like to see it. Kobos comes back in field, sits in that soft spot. Pass to Tutuian, gets the hands on it to mack it out of the far sideline. This point continues.
Yeah, back and forth. They are trading turns like they're going out of style. I mean, some generated via defense, some generated by error and environment, but it is turning into a very exciting point because of it.
Tutuian, that blade's early out of the hand. Frustrating one for her. Harmlessly rolls across the turf. And there's got to be a bit more lactic acid building up in the legs now as the kind of you work a bit more anaerobically, the oxygen's not getting through the blood. Wouldn't surprise if you see a fair few substitutions after this point.
Yeah, I think fresh 7 on both sides is the expectation.
Just chopping the feet to stay in bounds there. Perez. Did she get it off the sideline? No. Tutuian comes through, closes the ground and gets the block. Picking it up quickly, just a little bit behind, but caught by Cybers anyway. And now calling Tutuian's number in the deep space again, and Kobos once more has been such a pain to get past on defense.
Yeah, great matchup there, those two.
That's it, isn't it? That's really fun.
Just duking it out, going shot for shot here, and this point continues, and the foot block closes the door on the goal line. Glorious opportunity now for Swarm.
Love a good foot block. Oh. Tutuian will pick up. Running the give-go to get it front and centre. Isolated, there we go. The slow turn on the end zone line gave them a chance to get something set up. Swarm capitalised, and they are making a fist of this one. Break back there, still trail, but sparky. 5-8.
Yeah, for sure. They're making it of one, making something of that point. They're generating. You saw the double fist pump from Tutuian, very similar to the one she gave back in Nottingham, showing some emotional release after that marathon of a point. Big one to take. I said a fresh 7 would come on. I also mentioned at the start of the game that we've seen games where Tutuian stays on every point. Maybe a fresh 6, Benj. Let's see if they leave one out there. Nope, doesn't look like it. Does look like it's a fresh 7.
You've got to try and keep players fresh. So when they are out there, they can make sure they can give absolutely everything. (8-5), Sharks still in a good position here. But this is the more difficult direction to go against the wind, which is blowing right to left and towards the camera. Andrade. There's a concerted effort there just to sit off Andrade, I think, to say, you know, we're happy to let you have the disc-loads, providing you're not really going anywhere with it. Andrade with the still count rising, puts one deep, and Perez was the most, Kobos was the most alert downfield. I've called her name enough this game, you think I'd have it. Slap bang front and center of the brain at the moment. Foul called as Seibert tries to come around the outside of Mars, but unable to do so without causing contact. Happy to lose yards just to maintain the possession there, Andrade. And there's a pick.
Perez sends it back immediately. Make sure we keep it in play, and they're ready to go again as Andrade works in the handle space.
Big old clap of the disc there. Another pick downfield. It's going to obviously disrupt your momentum, but I think that's kind of partly because the last point was so long as well. You're a little bit more tired. You kind of don't have the same energy to recycle back into position. Continuing the around breaks. Hand on that one, but not in time, Kobos. Might be looking at Mas, front and center. No, back to Andrade. Kobos staying on after that marathon. Sees the inside window once more. That is what Sharks are all about. Mas to Perez for the 9-5.
Yeah, great point there. I mean, you go back about 5 throws. The Andrade backhand break on the Vlhkova mark was released less than 6 inches from the ground. An incredible show of flexibility to get that backhand out, and then the continuation through after the marathon point to be able to regain composure and let the offense walk one in is a very good show of a team with some polish.
And in the words of one of our generations, or maybe not quite our generations, one of our era's finest minds, 9-5. What a way to make a living.
Bench, you know how to make somebody blush.
What, Dolly Parton?
Yeah.
I still can't believe that she wrote "I Will Always Love You" and Jolene on the same day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's like Leonardo da Vinci painting the Mona Lisa in the morning and then writing Jolene in the afternoon.
Benji Reese, ladies and gentlemen, Benji
I'm here all
Reese.
weekend. Try the schnitzel. You should.
We did last night.
We did. Yeah.
We'll be happy to get back on that again. Maybe some Tafelspitz, but I think we've got dinner provided tonight, cooked by the TDs, is what I understand. So
yeah, I'm excited for that. I love when everyone's at a tournament and you're all together. You make friends. It's yeah, you get that real community vibe going.
John Greenfield in the chats, love to hear you. We're trying to work on my echo, but not sure what we're going to get done about it. We'll keep playing with it. Thanks for your feedback, everybody.
Tivian, nice flying grab made there. There they go. Oh, brilliant. Just sits that one up. Easy for Tivian, and then continuing towards the end zone. He just rose at the wrong moment for Naomi Denza. And it was so smooth and fluid until then. Like the finest silk, but it just frayed at the edges.
Yeah, just a bit too much. Flips over the top. And now Sharks got a full field in front of them, but looks like they've given it back in one throw. Mass can't clutch the hands on it, Bench.
Yeah, certainly Sharks haven't been quite as sharp offensively as they were in the first half. Maybe that's a little bit of fatigue, maybe that's the wind picking up a little bit as well. Maybe that's Swarm just maybe tightening up and forcing more defensive pressure. That one is low and will give Sharks another opportunity.
Yeah, Vlhkova let that one get away from her, didn't really set her feet for it and kind of threw with the arm only. And it turns into another opportunity for Sharks. And they're gonna use that opportunity to its fullest, Benji, with another timeout taken.
Yeah, I think at the very least they want to make sure that they can advance the disc a long way down the field and give see if they can win the territorial battle. I wonder what they'll pick up here. Second half action, women's pool play at Vienna Spring Break. Sharks with a 9-5 advantage.
Those who do not know their history can never relive it.
The skies, the dives, the sideline smiles. Our past is held in photo albums, drinking stories. The present is a gift. And here at ULTI.TV, we want to make sure we always appreciate it, capturing the immortal moments of Ultimate from around the world and making sure everyone can enjoy them for free, forever. Because the future belongs to all of us.
Nova Scotia Electric, become a member.
9-5, Sharks leading Swarm here at Vienna Spring Break. Felix accidentally broke our monitor, but it's all right, I fixed it. You know me, tech wizard, Benji Reese.
What can't he do? What can't Benji do? The tech wizard, the wordsmith, he does it all, ladies and gentlemen. And
I can't play Frisbee very well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I mean, yes, he does that well too.
There's a reason I'm here and not out there. let's put it that way. Benji Reese and Steph Patso in beautiful Vienna, in beautiful weather.
A joy to be here to bring the action to you at home.
Isn't it just?
So make sure, while we're enjoying, you're liking what we do. Hit that like button, hit the bell, subscribe, tell your friends all about it. Just go, you know, let them know. Send the link out. Spread the good word. We're all over the world. John Greenfield tuning in from Australia.
What a legend.
He is a legend. I recall, I'll tell you about my recollection after this point plays out.
Lovely down the line, great initiator there. To Mas. Tiny little bit of inside space. San Marco trying to roll that one down the outside. Just too far for Mas, but at the very least, they have won that field position battle because Swarm will be getting on their own end zone line.
Yeah, you can tell Mas wanted to have a bidding opportunity on that. You can see kind of her upper body, just the shoulders chopping towards it, but it was just too far to even merit throwing the body horizontal there. As that one goes over the head, and is that picked up? It's seemingly being claimed. I think it was. My first thought was, yeah, that was successfully recovered.
I loved the inside to get it off the line and then continuing the break.
What do you think at home? And they have allowed it, succumbed to it, that it was a turnover. Very, very close.
I mean, brilliant just recognition there from Carosio to think we might get a second chance at this. Sharks trying to get a 5-point advantage now with their largest all game. Mas once more, and she gets it as well. She finds Sandra San Marco. And that is 10-5, Sharks over Swarm.
More. Uno mas from Mas. Another one on the board. Great to see. I was talking about the legend of John Greenfield, watching Australian Nationals last week. Greeny, of course, acrobatics, catching goals, playing Div 1 Nats. Just yeah, like I think he's 50. Greeny confirmed for me, but I think he has, he's more than. I know he's at least 50. And a new rule instated that Andrew Maroney told me that the rules, I think it's 17.3, yeah, something. Always get behind Greeny. It's now part of the rules. You got to get behind Greeny. So we're here doing it, following the new rules. getting behind Greenie, and beyond the fact that it's rules, it's just easy to do because Greenie's always getting behind us and getting behind this sport and watching and supporting.
I mean, Ruben Berg, kind of the WFDF rules SAR guru. He's an Aussie, so I guess he would.
Yeah.
You know, it makes sense that he put it in. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they've played together for sure. They were on the same Lecco team in 2014, playing Fat Chili.
Good knowledge.
And that's maybe one of. I imagine they would have played together on another occasion, but that's one certainty.
That ball gets the wrong edge and is going to come comfortably out of the sideline, and that's going to give Swarm good starting field position. You imagine that they take it from the sideline, given that you're, you know, well over halfway, as opposed to going all the way back to your own brick mark.
So Greenfield, 56 this year, confirmed in the chat. Still playing Div 1 on ya, Greenie.
Never stop playing.
Can you clear the line?
You must be getting close to that age now, Steph.
I stopped at bench. But it's not too far off. I'm closer to that age than your age.
Seibert over the top. A really good throw, actually, because gave the receiver a shot at it over all the traffic. So I couldn't quite escape the clutches of the defender. Andrade pumps the flick as Perez comes underneath, quickly gets it out of her hand. Doesn't want to hold the disc for any longer than is strictly necessary. Andrade lays it down the line. Here's a deep shot with air underneath it. Defender saw it late, but was able to adjust quickly enough. And Magda Breyer gets a hand to just disrupt it and pat it to the floor.
Yeah, that's a D that you can credit the sideline for. A lot of the sideline screaming the up call, the adjustment, as you said, just in the nick of time, but was in good position and was made aware because of the voices of her teammates.
Here's another deep shot. This time Breyer's going to try and chase it down, and she just didn't quite have the speed or the position to bid.
So we're on the topic of old guys and Australians. Tom Regacki playing for the national team bench at age 47. That is incredible as well, now that that was somewhat topical.
Oh, Andrade, whoa. Great bit to catch, great bit defensively as well. Andrade says, F this hat. Let the locks flow, set them free. That one's gonna rise. Well judged on the backup. Chechenina. Sharks getting to the brick mark and beyond now. The sideline wants the transition to the end zone offense, just past the bid. Valiant attempt, size still down. The scoring pass went, but quickly waved back by Perez. Hopefully it's just a spot of cramp and nothing more. I say that, not that I ever wish cramp on anyone, because I think we all know how painful it is.
Yeah, of course. Nobody obviously wishing the best. Get those electrolytes out there in any sense. Not sure if the play stands. I believe it will have, or will stand. A great catch, sticky fingers to hook the thumb in there.
I guess if the injury happens as Perez is catching it, technically play should be stopped at that point. But it's a question if they're going to decide whether or not that affected. And they are saying that the score is going to stand. Good spirit.
Yeah, great spirit. I think so too. It seems like whatever caused the injury came on the mark after the release. Tough to say, but that seems to be the agreement on the field. That play had a lot of excitement. The overthrow of Perez and the great positioning for the second effort from Garcia. The Andrade bid, the two-hand bid to keep it, and then the chuck the hat down, try to put it back on, leave it off. A little bit of everything, and then the very finish, Perez's upline throw was a great throw. This wind made it move a bit, and it had to be caught at the top of the limits for the number 7 shirt to haul it in. And a great play. Or series of plays. As you see that wind starting to gust a bit more and more as this day goes on. Of course, we've got the stadium stands behind us, so some of that wind is sheltered. We are sheltered from that wind here inside the stadium, but it does make it gusty and swirly when you've got a wall behind and it's starting to blow a bit more as the day goes on.
Yeah, it's always interesting with the stadiums as well, because especially with deep shots, when you pull it a little bit higher, you get these things where you feel like you've got a measure of the wind, then all of a sudden you clear that level on that far side, and the wind picks up a little bit more, and it affects it in a way that perhaps you weren't quite expecting. It's a good problem to have, to be honest, playing, because it means that you're playing in a stadium. Sending it towards the far sideline, the edge. That's a really good catch. Inbounds as well. Superb work. That one's tipped to Tuia!
Benji, man gets up and gives the big power spike to Tuyan. What a player. We kind of anticipated it from the start. We had a chance to have a look back at what she's done prior, and she continues to provide. I look forward to having another look at this one upcoming. To Tuyan. Wow, what an athlete out there, just continuing to get it done.
This should not be underrated, by the way. This is a really tough catch from Lauren Chi. Got to worry about the sideline. There's a defender on your back, and then takes on the throw. Really good tip there, but to Tuian, I mean, that is picture perfect form. You could put a poster of that on someone's wall.
Oh, God. And here's the spike again, feeling it, feeling it.
Good form on the spike as well, face down so as not to damage it.
Yeah, no edge spiking here. Loving this game. They are down, and there's a big score gap, but there is clearly some fight left in this Zurich Swarm. And again, but they have got to, really do everything they can to get one past this Sharks defense. The play by Chi on the side, hotly contested and made to work. Even that play by Tichuan, she needed to make a big play because there was a macking defense at the front door there. What a game we've got on our hands.
Yeah, time is running out though for Swarm. Just 90 seconds before the cap comes on. Great rising grab made there by Perez. Doesn't take Andrade at the first attempt, but decides at the second that it's probably worthwhile and wise. You can see what the plan is here for those underneath cuts. They cut quite hard central to create the space to pivot off towards the break side. Played to their thrower's strengths. Nice low grab made there. Low, and just played it a little bit there.
Yeah.
Showed the slightest bit of hint of edge, a suggestion of a lack of torque to the wind, and it is merciless with it.
As was the case there.
Sideburns. Gonna put it into the deep space. Well read, well caught. Linsmeyer has the underneath, but it goes underneath the hands of Naomi Denzer. This one peaked off back as the time is over now, so we'll finish the point, add one, and that'll be our score cap. Baklava. And side shooting deep, I think it's too long. And out of the back of the end zone.
Just a bit too much on that. Vlhkova liked what she saw. There was separation, but the calibration not perfect. Again, difficult to get those measures up here with this swirly wind, consistently rising wind. It is changing over the course of start to finish of this game.
But you do at least get the field position.
Yes, back in the hands of the ever-dangerous Andrade.
Wants to shoot deep straight away. And Kama comes off this near side to read it, into the center, and now downfield to Mas. Is there a little just dish off for her? Instead, utilizing the inside, flick again. Is it overshot? No, because Carla Kama provides the backup. 12-6 Sharks lead. We'll have a game to 13.
They have seemed to have a backup plan for every would-be error they had. I even think for the opening throw from Luna from the goal line was not necessarily for the receiver who came down with it. I think it was going to Mas, and it was bailed out by Kama.
Again.
And Kama there in both situations. And the Sharks are, as I've said, you got to be good to be lucky. They're well drilled. They're in the right places. They've got a good game plan, and they, when everybody on the field is on the same page, you can account so much better for miscues. And if the miscues are slight, you can make up for them, and Kama there making up for the slight miscues on 2 occasions and putting this game very much within reach of closing out with a 12-6 lead. They will have 6 game points, make it 7 if required. By their hopes, they would like it to be 1 simple game point.
Plenty of chances for Sharks to wrap this one up. But Swarm have got something about them. Hasn't quite been enough. We've only seen it in fits and starts so far this game. Disc just about lands out of bounds. And Vlhkova will bring it to the brick mark. Just a little bit of a late communication about who's picking up which handler. So they dish it off quickly, thinking, let's get this in play. Get it in motion, Vlhkova. Stepping forward to try and access the inside flick window. Does it brilliantly there as Chi catches towards the far sideline. That one behind to Duyan and absolutely slaps dismissively to the floor. Now Korbos. Is so impressed with her performance so far this game. This time a high release break. Gets to Perez, continuing downfield. Miron. Taking the underneath towards the far side. Do they have one last red zone stand in them? Linda Samako. Trying to braid it in there. Gets the job done. And Sharks seal the victory.
Yeah, a great performance top to bottom for Sharks. They came to play. They opened up a lead. They saw it through. Always a fight out of Swarm. But Sharks were too good. They've opened up this tournament 2-0 thus far now. I don't know if they were really in the conversation to be going this well, but they're putting themselves in that conversation now.
Sets up what will probably be a tantalizing encounter to take this pool against the hometown hosts. Box. That's, yes, nice. isn't it? Like the look of that one.
Very exciting stuff. We'll be back in that round, not for that game. We'll be featuring Tough versus East Block on our next feature. We will be off air for the next time slot. So
yeah, we are having a little bit of a break, so we are back in action, as you mentioned, for the last round of women's group game, Tough versus East Block. That gets underway at 20 to 3 local time, so 14:40. You can adjust that based on wherever your time zone is. We, of course, here in Central European time. And then we've got open and women's quarterfinal action afterwards. So a little bit of a break for us, but we'll be back in an hour and 25 minutes time as you look through some highlights from what was a very entertaining game here. Women's pool play action at Vienna Spring Break. Steph Rapazzo alongside me, Benji Rees. The final score here was Sharks 13, Swarm 6. ULTI.TV. We'll see you on the other side.
You care, you might not be intentional, but you seem scared. Just try to open up and let it lead somewhere. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold. There's something juvenile about your pretty face, but it seems so hard for you to know when you need space. I hope you find your peace and that you get a taste with yourself. Oh, yeah. Let yourself unfold. Yeah. Let yourself unfold. Owe it to yourself to dare. Just try to open up and show someone you care. You might not be intentional, but you seem scared. Just try to open up and let it lead somewhere. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, Milan. I mean, Ultimate.
ULTI.TV.
You fly, higher, open up to spread your wings and jump to rise, not for you, flying higher. You jump to fly, higher, standing on the edge while you're looking down, fly down on the ground just to find out. You fly so fly, don't you? Keep riding skies, won't you? Standing on the edge while you're looking down, fly down on the ground just to find out. You fly so fly, don't you? Keep riding skies. To yourself, to dare, just try to open up and show someone you care. You might not be intentional, but you seem scared. Just try to open up and let it lead somewhere. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold. Breathe in some love and let yourself unfold. Breathe in some love